Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So in today's video we're actually going to be building a community lot, and this community lot is for my rebuild Del Sol Valley project for my save file. So yeah, we have been doing a couple of different save file builds here on the channel recently. Mostly because I really want to get the first version of my save out to you guys so that you can download it and play with it, because I have been working on this save file for, I think it's been like 2-3 years at this point. I mean, I started on it way back before I even had my channel, so it's been a while and I really want to get it done and get it out and share it with everyone. But yeah, so that's why we've been focusing a little bit more on save file builds recently. But yeah, so the first version of my save file will be basically just Willow Creek and Oasis Springs completely done. I believe I'll also have most of Newcrest done and most of San Myshuno. I think mostly all of the apartments in San Myshuno are done. I think I'm missing maybe like 1 or 2. And then obviously like the penthouse lots and everything like that. And then I just have a couple of random builds in other worlds that I already have done. But yeah, I'm basically trying to mostly focus on Oasis Springs and Willow Creek. And then you might be going, you know, if I'm focusing on those two worlds, why am I building in Del Sol Valley? And that's just because I really wanted to do a community lot, and I have most of the community lots for those two worlds done. I still need a museum type lot in Willow Creek and then a spa/gym kind of lot in Oasis Springs, and then I still need to do 2 houses, 1 in each world. But other than that, those worlds are both basically done. But I really wanted to build a restaurant, and I knew that I wanted to build one in Del Sol Valley. I'm building this on the 20x20 lot where the Ward Park National Park lot used to be, because that just never made sense to me, having this really tiny, basically useless park in the middle of the Starlight Boulevard area of Del Sol Valley. It just made no sense to me. I mean, surrounding it is a bunch of clubs and like lounges and everything like that, so it was just a very useless lot in my opinion, because it's so small that you can't really do a lot with it if you're wanting to build a proper park. So if I wanted to build a proper park with, you know, the child play areas and grilling areas, and just make it look really nice, like a modern, I guess, kind of metropolitan park kind of thing, then this lot is way too small for that. And yeah, it just didn't make any sense to me. And I wanted to have a more useful community lot in this area. So I decided to turn it into a restaurant, and it's a very modern, kind of upscale restaurant. In my head, this would mostly be frequented by celebrities. Obviously in the game, you know, literally everyone and their mother will probably turn up if you're ever visiting this lot. But in my head, like the storyline wise, I was thinking that this place would mostly be frequented by celebrities, and you know, they would be like the biggest portion of the clientele, because in my head, everything here is very expensive. Like I said, we're in the middle of Starlight Boulevard. It's right off of the like main street kind of area, and it's surrounded by a more, I guess, natural part of the world. So there's a few plants and trees, and obviously that really pretty fountain and everything like that. So yeah, I wanted to make it look like a more expensive, like I said, upscale kind of modern restaurant. And I had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun building this. I mean, there are a few bits that I did cut out where I mostly just did some repetitive things, like replacing all of the tables, because I decided to switch out all of the tables on the interior. And stuff like placing the blinds on the windows, because once you've seen me do it once, you've seen me do it like 1,000 times. It's nothing special. And then just a couple of bits here and there where I spent forever with like the tool mod trying to make something the perfect size, and you know, just random little boring bits that don't really matter all that much. So yeah, I did end up cutting out those bits and pieces, but you will see every part of this restaurant in the screenshots. So yeah, definitely stay tuned to the end so that you can see all of the screenshots, see everything that I did. because yeah, I think that's mostly everything that I cut out. I don't really think I cut out too much else that I can remember anyway. But yeah, I did have a lot of fun with the tool mod. Like I said, I ended up doing a few different things that I haven't really done in the past before. I'm trying to experiment a little bit more with the mod itself because I've been using it forever. I think I've been using the tool mod since it came out, but mostly just for very tiny things like scaling items, like, you know, like a specific amount, or maybe like lowering and raising items. But I've never really experimented with actually making items do different things than they were intended for, so like rotating things and trying to create my own versions of items and stuff like that. So I've been trying to do that a little bit more in some of my builds and just spending a little bit more time on stuff like that and just doing a little bit more. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun building recently, and yeah, like I said, this is one of the builds for my save file, so it's technically still like, I don't want to say productive because, you know, anytime that I'm building, I could easily turn it into a speed build and make it be like productive, I say in air quotes, but in my head, I'm trying to focus mostly on save file related things. So whenever I do a build that's not for the save file, I end up feeling like, oh, I should have probably spent this time working on something that I should be getting done, if that makes sense. But yeah, I will be doing some other stuff for the save file soon, and I'm hoping that I will have it out by like the end of the year, because, you know, it's been so long and I really just want to have that first version out, because yeah, I mean, I put so much work into both of those neighborhoods, and there's so many like behind the scenes stuff that I did, like creating clubs and setting up relationships and jobs and all of those tiny little like behind the scenes stuff that you don't see in videos, but that goes into every single family that I create for my save file. So yeah, I really want to share all of that with you guys, and yeah, just see what you think about it. But yeah, so back to this restaurant. This is totally off topic, but you will see that I did try and use the like dine out tables, mostly because they were the only ones that actually come in both a 1 tile, 2 tile and 3 tile version, which I'm really hoping in the future that they give us a few more table sets that come in like all different sizes of tables, so like 1, 2 and 3 tile versions, mostly for things like restaurants and, you know, doing stuff like this where I want to have a bunch of different seating arrangements and a bunch of different size tables, you know, for different parties and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm hoping we can get a couple more of these, like, you know, matching sets in the future. But I ended up using, I believe, 2 tables. I believe the 1 tile and 2 tile ones are from Snowy Escape, I think. I know the 1 tile one is, but I'm not sure about the 2 tile one. I think it is from Snowy Escape. And then the 3 tile one that I ended up using for that big table at the top, that's actually from Eco Lifestyle. So I ended up just using those because they actually had matching like wood swatches. So yeah, that was really hard to try and find a table that matched those 2 wood swatches. But yeah, I ended up finding one that I liked, and I had a lot of fun with this build. I had a lot of fun with just the more modern style and trying to not overdo it with like decorations and stuff, and also playing around with a bunch of more like, I guess, simplistic decorations. So like just doing a few like simple things on the walls, playing around with those like, I don't know if you'd call them dividers or just wooden slats that actually came from, I think, Eco Lifestyle as well. I experimented with them on the windows and using them as actual wall decorations. And yeah, I ended up using quite a few plants, I think. So there's quite a few like decorative plants just around, trying to add a little bit of green, because the most, you know, the most common, I guess, or like prevalent color in this build is just neutrals. So there's a lot of neutral colors, a lot of light woods, creams, whites, and then, you know, obviously the blacks, to like the black colors to, I guess, just pop a little bit more and make it look a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I really love the way this turned out. I don't usually experiment with like light woods and black swatches in the same build. I tend to stay away from that for some weird reason. And then I also have obviously the dark wooden floorboards, which, yeah, I don't usually like mess with two different wood swatches in a single build, especially not, you know, having a dark wood and then a lighter wood that's like the total opposite of it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, like I said, and I ended up using a lot of items that I don't typically use in my builds because I don't usually build more modern things. I tend to do more like traditional, and especially when it comes to houses, I tend to do more traditional houses and like suburban houses and stuff. So yeah, just doing something that's a little bit more out of my comfort zone was a lot of fun and enabled me to use a couple of different items that I wouldn't normally use and come up with a few different, you know, uses for certain items and stuff like that. So yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I was just having a lot of fun building a community lot. For some reason, I'm really in the mood to do community lots at this point, which, I mean, I guess I should take advantage of that because it doesn't happen all too often. I'm not usually someone that enjoys community lots. So whilst I'm actually enjoying them, I guess I should take advantage of it and build as many of them as I probably could that I still need to do for my save file. Anyway, they're usually the ones that get done last when I'm working on a neighborhood. So yeah, I probably should do a few more community lots because I have a lot of them left to do. So yeah, we should probably get a move on with that. But yeah, we're almost to the end of the build. I've rambled about absolutely everything and also nothing in this video, I think, which is just typical for me. That's just a normal video for me at this point. But I hope you guys enjoyed this build. If you did and you'd like to download it, it is up on the gallery. I will have a download link to the gallery website in the description. I'll also have a link to my, not Patreon, but to my members post. If you want to grab the tray files for this build, you can do so on the community tab if you're a channel member. Otherwise, you can just download it from the gallery by either searching for my gallery ID, which is ChrissieYT, and I always have that in the description. And I also have the gallery link, like I said, to the gallery website if that's easier for you to do. I'll have all of that information in the description in case you want to go ahead and check it out. But I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, give the video a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notification bell as well to be notified whenever I upload a new video. And like I said, if you wanted to get the tray files to any of my builds, you can do so by becoming a channel member. And if you're wanting to support the channel a little bit extra, that's also the best way to do that. And you know, if you can do it in a more like monetary way, and if you have the money to do that, then you're totally free to do it. There's a bunch of other perks and stuff that you also get if you end up becoming a channel member. So just click the little join button or head to the link in the description if you want to learn more about that. But I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone.
Heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. Hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds to turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're